So, what if I told you that there are guests who have been permanently banned from Disney World? Not just for life, but across all Disney properties worldwide. Yep, one bad decision in the parks and suddenly your name's flagged in Disney's internal system faster than Lightning McQueen hits 200 miles per hour. Ka-chow! After years of exploring Disney parks, staying at nearly every resort, and talking with cast members who've seen everything, I've learned the little known and sometimes hilarious ways people end up on Disney's Do Not Admit list. Stick around because we're counting down 15 ways to get banned from Disney World. From the obvious to the, wait, that's actually a rule kind of stuff. And trust me, some of these are surprisingly easy to do without realizing it. Number 1. Using a secret bathroom for a selfie. Rebel Wilson's 30-day ban. You might think snapping a quick selfie in a quiet restroom is harmless, but for one celebrity, it earned her a 30-day Disney ban. In 2023, actress Rebel Wilson admitted on The Daily Show that she was temporarily banned after taking a selfie inside what she called a secret bathroom. According to her, the restroom was tucked away in an exclusive area, and she couldn't resist documenting the moment. Disney security didn't share the same enthusiasm. They hit her with a 30-day suspension. Now, Disneyland isn't Walt Disney World, but the rule applies coast to coast. Restricted access is restricted access, whether it's an exclusive club or even a backstage area. If a celebrity like Rebel Wilson could get benched for a selfie, imagine what happens to the rest of us. Number 2. Attempting to swim in restricted waters. You might see Bay Lake or the World Showcase Lagoon and think, that water looks refreshing. But swimming there? That's an express lane to a lifetime ban. Since the 1980s, Disney has made every body of water outside resort pools completely off limits. The reasons are simple: hidden machinery, heavy boat traffic, and yes, real Florida wildlife. Let's just say some of those animatronics ain't animatronics, and they have teeth. Even dipping your toes or wading in for a funny photo can trigger a major security response. In 2016, after a tragic alligator incident at the Grand Floridian, Disney reinforced barriers and warning signs across all lakes and lagoons. So when guests ignore those barriers and hop in for a stunt, like the man in 2023 who tried swimming across the World Showcase Lagoon during the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, over a $6,000 bet. While we don't know if his friends paid up on the bet, he was escorted from the park and likely received a ban. In short, those waters are for show, not swimming. Number 3. Bringing in prohibited items. Yes, that includes some surprising ones. You might think you're safe bringing a selfie stick or a small drone for those epic castle shots, but those items are completely banned. Disney has a long list of prohibited items, and some of them are surprisingly strict. Obvious stuff like weapons, alcohol, or drugs will get you escorted out immediately, often with law enforcement involved. But even innocent items like toy guns, costume masks for adults, or folding wagons can trigger removal. If you're feeling your spy game is top-notch and you can sneak something in, keep in mind that every bag goes through inspection and security is trained to spot hidden compartments. If you try to sneak something in just for one photo, you could be walking right into a permanent ban. And yes, that includes drones. In 2024, a guest tried flying one over Epcot's World Showcase Lagoon. Security tracked it, found the operator, and that operator risked being banned on the spot. Oh, and since we're talking about what not to bring into the parks, here's one thing you should bring: real tickets at a great price from a verified source. If you want genuine Disney tickets without the scams or sketchy markups, check out Undercover Tourist. They're an authorized reseller that sells real Disney tickets cheaper than the official site. The link's in the description. Number 4. Fighting, harassing cast members, or just being aggressive. You'd think this one's obvious, but it happens every single day. Guests lose their cool over lightning lane policies, dining reservations, or a melting Mickey bar, and they take it out on cast members. Disney has a zero-tolerance policy for aggression. Verbal abuse alone can lead to being escorted off the property, and physical contact of any kind means you're gone for life. And here's what most people don't realize. Disney documents these incidents. If you're removed from one park, your Magic Band, biometrics, and My Disney Experience account are linked to that record. You could be blocked from entering any park worldwide, even years later. Cast members are trained to de-escalate, but if you keep shouting or cursing, you're often being watched by undercover security. Yes, there are plainclothes officers blending into the crowd specifically for this reason. So when something goes wrong, breathe. And remember, losing your temper in the happiest place on earth is the fastest way to turn it into the loneliest. Number 5. Climbing or sitting where you shouldn't. From the partner statue to the Mexico Pavilion Pyramid, Disney fans love their photo ops, but climbing on anything not meant to be climbed is an instant red flag. Those forbidden poses might seem harmless until you realize Disney's safety record is sacred. They can't risk one viral photo encouraging hundreds of copycats. There have been guests who tried scaling the rocks near the Canada Pavilion for a better fireworks view. Security stopped them before they got 3 feet off the ground. And they were permanently banned, most likely. Even sitting on restricted walls, like near Cinderella Castle or bridges marked "Do Not Sit," can get you in trouble if you ignore a cast member's warning. Disney's attitude is simple. If it's decorative, it's not a bench. And these were just the warm-ups. The next few reasons are the ones that surprise even longtime Disney fans. The kind of mistakes people make with the best of intentions, only to find themselves escorted out by security and wondering, wait, what did I do wrong? Number 6. Dressing like a Disney character when you're not one. Let's start with one that confuses a lot of guests, especially those who love cosplay. If you're over the age of 14, you can't enter any Disney park dressed as an actual Disney character, even if it's Halloween, even if your costume is better than the real thing. Here's why. Disney wants to protect the magic. Imagine a guest walking up to your 7-year-old dressed as Elsa, but that Elsa drops an F-bomb or poses for an inappropriate selfie. That ruins the illusion and Disney's brand instantly. So if you show up in full costume, expect security to stop you before you even reach the turnstiles. Disney does allow something called Disney bounding, where you dress inspired by a character, like a denim jacket, yellow skirt, and red sneakers to hint at Snow White. But full wigs, makeup, and gowns, that's a fast track to a quiet conversation and a trip back to your hotel. Funny enough, even Disney influencers have been banned for violating this rule. One viral TikToker in 2024 got escorted out of Magic Kingdom dressed as Belle, crown, gloves, and all, and interacting with the children. She said it was just for photos. Disney, for a variety of reasons, said, not today. Number 7. Unauthorized events, demonstrations, or soliciting. Disney World might feel like its own little country, but it's not a place for politics, promotion, or protests. Guests have been banned for everything from holding unsanctioned rallies to waving branded flags in front of Cinderella Castle. Even small acts like handing out pamphlets or business cards can violate park policy. In 2018, one visitor made headlines by holding up a political banner on Main Street, USA. Disney paused his pass and told him not to do it again. When that pause was lifted, he did it again, holding up another political sign for ride photos on like Splash Mountain and Expedition Everest, earning himself a permanent ban from the parks. The rule is clear. You need official approval for any organized event, no matter how harmless it seems. The parks are meant to be immersive spaces for Disney storytelling and making magical memories, not campaigning. So if you've got a message to share, maybe save it for TikTok, not Tomorrowland. Number 8. Reselling or flipping park merchandise. You might think, what's the harm in buying an extra popcorn bucket or 20th anniversary pin for resale? Well, in Disney's eyes, plenty. Disney limits how many items each guest can purchase during special releases, and they've started linking those purchases to your Magic Band or ticket. If you're caught repeatedly reselling park-exclusive items online, you can be flagged and banned from future purchases, or even barred from entering the parks. This crackdown started after massive chaos during limited drops like the Figment popcorn bucket, when resellers camped overnight, bought entire crates, and flipped them on eBay for hundreds. Disney's response? Lifetime bans for repeat offenders. Cast members have even said there's a watch list for frequent flippers, so if your idea of a side income involves Main Street merch, maybe don't. Number 9. Scamming the Disability Access Service, DAS. This one hits a serious note. The Disability Access Service is designed for guests who physically or medically can't wait in standard queues, and Disney treats that policy with absolute respect. Unfortunately, some people abuse it. In the past, influencers and even travel agents offered to rent a disabled guy to skip lines. Disney caught on fast and changed the entire system in 2024 to include in-person and video verification. If you lie or fake a condition to get DAS privileges, Disney can permanently revoke your access, or your entire party's. And because these accounts are tied to your My Disney Experience login, that ban follows you everywhere. This is one of those rules where the moral and the magic line up perfectly. Don't fake it. Number 10. Getting too creative with flash mobs or stunts. It's all fun and games until security arrives. Guests have staged flash mobs in front of Cinderella Castle, danced down Main Street, or pulled marriage proposals mid-parade, all technically against park rules. Disney requires pre-approval for any performance or group activity, no matter how wholesome it looks. Why? Safety, crowd control, and guest flow. Even small disruptions can block exits or emergency routes. One group of dancers from a YouTube channel tried an impromptu show in Tomorrowland. Security stopped them within a minute. No warning, no please stop, just you're done for the day. So unless Disney's invited you to perform, save your big moves for the after party at Disney Springs. Number 11. Feeding the wildlife. They're cute, they're everywhere, and they look hungry, but feeding Disney wildlife is a serious no-no. From the ducks in Magic Kingdom's moat to the squirrels that patrol Adventureland, these little freeloaders have learned to beg. But when guests start handing out fries or popcorn, it causes chaos and health issues. Cast members have to relocate or even remove animals that get too comfortable around people. In 2024, Disney began posting more signs reminding guests don't feed the animals after several incidents of guests giving churros to ducks near Cinderella Castle, and Disney doesn't like putting out signage if they don't have to. It messes with the magic. It might seem funny or harmless, but feeding them disrupts the balance of the ecosystem Disney carefully maintains. Worse, it attracts bigger and less friendly wildlife to guest areas. If you love Disney's critters, enjoy them from a distance. The only feeding frenzy you want in the parks is at Chef Mickey's buffet. Number 12. Vandalizing or writing messages on surfaces. This one's a quick way to go from guest to criminal record. Guests sometimes think it's cute to scratch initials into a lamppost or leave "We were here" in Sharpie. Disney calls that vandalism, and they will prosecute. In 2023, a couple got caught carving their names into a tree near Liberty Square. Security detained them, and local law enforcement issued a trespass warning. The ban was immediate and indefinite. Here's the secret most people don't realize. Cast members do hourly checks for damage. They'll notice before you've even left the area. Alright, let's reset for a second. Up to now, we've covered things that sound logical. Don't fight, don't trespass, don't film where you shouldn't. But Disney has banned guests for reasons that sound straight up bizarre, like balloon smuggling, fake service animals, and even spreading ashes on rides. Yes, you heard that right. These next ones will make you question humanity a little, and maybe double check your own park etiquette before your next trip. Number 13. scattering ashes inside Disney attractions. Yes, this actually happens, a lot more often than you'd think. Every year, security catches guests trying to scatter the cremated ashes of loved ones in the Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, or even It's a Small World. People think they're honoring Grandma's final wish, but to Disney, it's a biohazard. When someone does this, the attraction has to shut down for an emergency cleaning. Cast members use a code HEPA cleanup, meaning special filters and vacuums are deployed to remove human remains. If caught, the guest faces immediate removal and a permanent ban, and yes, their name goes into the official trespass database. Disney's message is clear. The Haunted Mansion already has 999 happy haunts. Please don't make it 1,000. So if you want to honor a Disney-loving relative, do it legally. Wear matching shirts, share a Dole Whip toast, or buy a brick on Main Street. Anything but the ash thing. Number 14. Bringing fake service animals into the parks. Disney welcomes legitimate service animals. They even have special relief areas and cast member training for them. But some guests bring pets disguised as service dogs to skip kennel fees or look VIP. That's not just against Disney policy, that's federal fraud. Cast members are allowed to ask 2 questions. Is this a service animal required because of a disability? And what task has it been trained to perform? If your answer sounds suspicious or inconsistent, Disney can ask you to remove the animal. And if it causes a disturbance, barking, jumping, or, well, leaving a present on Main Street, that's grounds for ejection and possibly a permanent ban. There have been reports of people sneaking in cats, ferrets, and parrots under the guise of emotional support animals. Spoiler, they didn't last long past bag check. Moral of the story, don't mess with Disney's definition of service. Number 15. Unauthorized tour guiding or paid services. And finally, one of the newest ways to earn yourself a Disney ban, running your own private tour business inside the parks. A growing number of people have tried to charge families online for unofficial park tours, using personal annual passes to lead guests through rides, shortcuts, and lightning lane strategies. Sounds entrepreneurial, right? Disney calls it unauthorized commercial activity. This rule covers anything that involves making money on Disney property without explicit permission, including freelance photography sessions, private scavenger hunts, and even VIP day planning services done in person. Now, the rules on this have been around for a very long time. What's new is the strict enforcement since late 2023. Disney already offers official VIP tours, and they guard that exclusivity fiercely. So if you're thinking of leading your own group for cash, think twice. The only tour you should be running is your own magical family adventure. The why behind the bans. So why does Disney go to such lengths? It's not just about control, it's about safety and preserving the story. Every cobblestone, every trash can, every sound effect is part of an illusion Walt Disney dreamed of. A world where guests forget about the outside world for a few hours. When someone breaks that illusion, by trespassing, yelling, or making others uncomfortable, they're not just breaking rules, they're breaking the story. And Disney protects its story like it protects Cinderella's slipper, with white-gloved precision. That's why their bans can last decades, even life. You might get a trespass warning, or you might never set foot in the parks again. The comforting part is that Disney wants you there. They want you to enjoy every churro, every fireworks finale, every single family photo on Splash Mountain 2.0, also known as Tiana's Bayou Adventure now. All they ask is that you treat the park and the people in it with the same respect they've poured into every brick. If there's one lesson from all this, it's that the rules exist to protect the magic. It's why the parks stay clean, the characters stay in character, and the guests feel like they've stepped into another world. So next time you're at Walt Disney World, remember, you don't have to walk on eggshells. Just walk with wonder. Be kind, stay curious, and leave every space a little more magical than you found it. And if you ever see someone pushing those boundaries, trespassing, shouting, filming backstage, don't follow their lead for the viral moment. That 15 seconds of fame might cost you a lifetime of fireworks. Now, I've got to ask you, which of these bans surprised you the most? Was it the ashes in the Haunted Mansion, the fake service animals, or maybe the folks who thought Discovery Island was a free campsite? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And hey, if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with your Disney-loving friends, and hit subscribe so you never miss another insider deep dive from Castle Compass. While you're at it, watch another video on us, because after all, your adventure is just beginning.